Welcome back to the Last Row podcast. My name is Drew, and on the other side of the room, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Badway.
Hi.
How's it going, Badway?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
This is another on-demand episode of the Last Row podcast. If you are looking for us on the interwebs, our website is thelastrowpodcast.com. We have a Twitter, right, Badway?
We do?
At the Last Row Pod.
Oh, yeah, we do.
As I mentioned before, we are very active in the community on
it's
Twitter.
very popular.
We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/thelastRowPod. You get a theme here, the Last Row Pod, right? Yes. Google Plus. And most importantly, we are on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud and Stitcher too. But iTunes, if you use iTunes, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get all of our new episodes right to your inbox, your iPod, if people still use those. I don't even know.
Their Zune.
Your
the
iPhone,
Zune wouldn't work.
Your Zune. If you have Zune, I think we're on there too.
So I like when you say head on out to iTunes, like if you like go on out to the Apple store, like physically go to the store.
Like the iTunes store down the street.
And then give us a 5-star review.
Look it up on Google Maps. Yeah. Head on out, drive down to the iTunes store, give us a 5-star review. We got a couple new ones. We'll read one of them this week. Thank you, everybody that's left us one so far. Glad you guys are enjoying the show. There is plenty more to come.
Much more. So today, like you said, we're doing on demand. We wanted to do a full-on movie podcast episode, but we just didn't have time this week.
Life gets in the way.
So we wanted to put something out for you. So on demand, we're talking about movie news, tidbits that came out in the past couple weeks. Then we're doing a 2016 summer preview of the upcoming releases.
Pretty exciting.
Yes. Then we're going to go to the past. But to the future, now we're going to the past, to the 90s movies, some of our favorite underappreciated 90s movies. We'll delve into that. And then we'll finish it up with some listener email.
You know what? You always make some games here, right? You're the game master.
Yeah, that's right.
I got a game for you today, buddy.
All right, you going to stop me?
We'll preview. You know, it's in the theme of 90s. Our friend Jack Black has been in a lot of 90s movies.
Oh,
I put a Jack Black movie game together for you that I would love to play with you at the end of this episode.
Bring it on. You're toast. So, movie news and tidbits. What's going on in the world today there, Drew? What are you doing? What are you watching? What are you loving?
Well, I got to tell you, I started with the Ben Affleck writing his own Batman movie news, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
I promised last week that we wouldn't talk about BVS anymore, but
I guess this is different.
That's in the past. This is more. So the rumor is that he's working on a full Batman script with Jeff Johns, creative officer of DC Comics. Kind of exciting. I don't know what it's going to be about. I've got a few theories, but Ben Affleck, Oscar-winning screenwriter.
Yes, he is. Very good.
Great actor.
Yes.
Great Batman.
One
of the best.
Second best. Third best.
IMHO. You know, I know he's not as good as Val Kilmer, but he's up there.
It's close.
But, you know, Ben Affleck writing this movie with Jeff Johns, I'm pretty excited about it.
So is this like official? Like, are they going to use the script, or did he just write it for the hell of it and hope they use it?
No, so I think, you know, the rumor was that Zack Snyder has been trying to urge him to write this because that was one of the reasons why I think they wanted to get Affleck into the DC.
He's the total package.
Right, yeah, into the family, right? The Warner Brothers family, so to speak. But, you know, if DC and Warner Brothers were smart, what they would do is announce this movie. Now, they have two unannounced movies on the slate coming up. I think it's 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
I don't remember the dates. I should look it up.
It's the future.
It's out there, and one of them is suspected to be the Batman movie. Now, I am a fanboy, Batman fanboy. That much is true.
Really?
I'm very excited about this. I will be anxiously anticipating new news to come out on this one.
Well, I think it's a win because even if people are a little tired, like who wrote the last one?
It was David Goyer and Chris Terrio.
Yeah, I think people are ready for a little change up, see what Ben Affleck could have his spin on a solo Batman project.
I mean, Terrio's apparently writing the Justice League, and people hate David Goyer, so they said, okay, that's why the movie sucked, and Chris Terrio came in and rewrote a bunch of stuff because Affleck asked him to.
Did Goyer also write Man of Steel?
I think he was part of it, and he also did, I think, Green Lantern, which was not so great.
Okay,
but he was responsible for some of the Dark Knight ones, too, so you can't say he's complete crap.
So we have a scapegoat here. Do we have a scapegoat?
Yeah, I think David Goyer is the scapegoat. I mean, you know, maybe I'll get called blasphemous on this by saying that I don't think he's that bad either.
No, the movies aren't. I'm just joking. Maybe, I don't think the movies are that bad.
What have you been watching? What have you been up to this week?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, wasn't able to watch a movie this week. Haven't been watching much of anything because stupid Real World has been getting in my
you've been
way.
spending your time doing that.
So Real World is on its like...
They still have the show, by the way?
I don't know if it's 25 seasons, probably more. Who knows? But I'm still like guilty pleasure. Let me just admit my guilty pleasure. Love this freaking show.
Well, back in the day, listen, we're not gonna lie here. We were Real World aholics. Yeah. Like I love that show. We used to watch it when we lived back in the
Challenge. I'm still all up on the Challenge now. I usually watch every Real World. It's like a habit you can't break. I missed last year's. It was Skeletons or whatever.
The one before that was X's, right?
So of our 12 listeners, maybe like 3 of them actually care about the Real World, maybe even less. So I'll keep this brief. I'm going to go with
1%.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief, but the show is still fire, Drew. Still fire.
So what's the premise of it this year?
So they have to keep gimmicks to kind of like keep it going. Yeah. So this gimmick it's called Go Big or Go Home, right? So they have him do these crazy stunts, and if you don't complete the stunt, then you have to leave the house, and they replace you with someone else.
But like, what kind of stunts? Like jumping a motorcycle over school buses?
For example, before they even got to the house, it's in Las Vegas this year also.
That's a good place.
They drove in the middle of the desert, so everybody met each other, like, oh, where's the house? Where are we going? Then there was this big hot air balloon, and everybody had to pile in the hot air balloon, go up, and bungee jump out of the hot air balloon. And if they didn't want to do it, you're out. You leave. You don't even get to participate in the season.
But is there a prize in the end?
No, it's not. It's not like a challenge.
But like, what's the point? Why wouldn't you just go on the challenge if there's money?
No, because you want to experience the Real World. And if you complete this Real World, you might have the opportunity to join the challenge later.
So it's like a feeder system.
Yes.
So the truth is, like, Road Rules was like the main show, right? And the Real World was like, okay, they were breaking social boundaries.
Yes.
But it seems that now the challenge is the big kahuna, if you will. And now everything's a feeder show into that.
Yes, I believe so. If you're looking for trash TV, the challenge is at the top of the heap. So, like, for example, like they take all these people's fears, like based on their audition tapes.
Oh, so they have all the dirt on these people.
Yeah, so one guy is like, oh yeah, me and my buddies, sometimes we like to go out and dress in drag and go to karaoke. And he's like a straight guy, he likes dress drag. It's for a goof. The guy's like a guy's maniac.
Is he into it, or it's like a?
He's just a maniac. He's a fun-loving guy.
So he likes just doing it.
He looks like Tarzan. He's got long hair. He's beefed up and all that. So they get this email. Well, the emails is where they find out what they have to do, like a mission to like decide whether they can stay in the house.
Yeah.
So the thing was like, all right, all the guys in the house have to go out on the town in Las Vegas and drag.
Oh man.
Full on wigs, lipstick, dresses, all that, and like they have to do it. And it's entertaining because some of the people are like not into it at all, totally uncomfortable,
machismo.
Yeah, but if you want to stay in the house, is what you got to do. And the one girl who like she was adopted or whatever, and her biggest fear, she said, was, oh, I'd be afraid to meet my mother. So she got a call and she was like, all right, you have to go meet with this private investigator, give them all the info, and this guy will track down your mother.
Oh, so she doesn't know who her mom really is.
No, yeah. She said her biggest fear is meeting her real mother.
Do you think they're going to actually find a real mother, or is it like
gonna hire an actress?
It's like hire an actress. I mean,
that's reality TV.
Listen, that's an MTV thing to do.
I'm all about suspending disbelief.
Yeah,
but we've gone too far on the Real World. Just suffice to say,
I feel like
it's got my attention.
I feel like I should check it out. I mean, listen, time is limited these days, and we've got to watch certain movies here. So I don't know if I could, but it's something that I might be interested in.
Yeah, that's the problem. So you're right, time is limited. But I had like 4 episodes on my DVR, and I fired one up, and I was like, damn it, I'm in.
But listen,
I'm all in.
Listen, when you watch movies these days, like movies are a commitment. And I go back and forth on this. I was talking to one of our friends, and I said, listen, I'm more hooked on The Sopranos these days than I'm hooked on certain movies. Because when I go back and watch a movie, it's like, it might be good, it might not. You know what you're getting with certain TV shows.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you jump into a show like Sopranos, like if you watch the first couple episodes and you like it, you know, maybe the season by and large isn't good. Right. But generally speaking, you know what you're getting. It's good. And it's new. And I feel like the Real World's the same way. Like there's a certain comfort in reality television.
Yeah.
That you turn it on and you just kind of had a rough day at the office. You want to come home and just watch guys go out and drag. I mean,
and you don't have to pay full attention to it either. So you can be on your phone or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Certain shows like Lost or whatever, you need to really like dial in, or even movies, right? Like, and there's movies like that too, where you can just throw it on. And that's why I rewatch a lot of old movies, which we'll get into in some of our 90s things. But by and large, I mean, it sounds like I would like this show.
Oh, you would totally be on board with it.
The other thing I watched this week was the Star Wars Rogue One trailer. I know you're not a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh, you space geeks.
But what did you think? Space movie.
So Drew was all excited about this trailer, right? And then just before we started recording here today, he's like, "Let me play it for you. Tell me what you think." So the thing goes on and it ends, and I'm like, All right, yeah, it was Star Wars. I don't know. I was confused. I didn't know if it was like the sequel. Apparently, it's not the sequel.
No,
It's like an offshoot.
So let me explain this to you. So now with the new one that came out, The Force Awakens, it continued the timeline of the oldest ones.
Okay.
Okay, this is a crash course to Star Wars here.
So like the 70s ones, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the 70s ones are like more recent in the timeline.
Yes.
The original ones, so the late 90s and early 2000s.
Okay. So episode 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
So it's a continuation of those movies.
It's a continuation of 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
So 1, 2, and 3 are the prequels. 4, 5, and 6 are the ones that came out in the 70s.
Yes.
The new one that came out this past December was a continuation of the movies in the 70s.
Okay.
Now, this one, it seems like what Disney's going for is every other year with a major release, and then this is kind of like a spinoff. So in one of the movies, the spies have to go and get the plans to blow up the Death Star.
Nodding off here, but go on.
But he is sleeping, by the way. You can't see, you can't see, but he's sleeping. The movie is about how they stole the plans for the Death Star.
All right.
And it's
That's
just
not
a
so
one-off.
bad. It's not a bad plot.
It's
I could be on
cool
board
because,
with that.
you know, it kind of like, I guess if you know generally the story, you don't really need to see the rest. So maybe it's good because, like you said, you don't like the ones where you have to see all of them.
Yeah, and this girl was the lead. She was kicking a whole bunch of ass, so I could be on board with this.
Yeah. So it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited. It was only a teaser. I think we'll start to see more.
So the main thing I got out of the trailer was, like, you know, the white guys, the stormtroopers?
Yeah.
They just seem to get their asses kicked. They remind me of foot soldiers.
Yes,
Turtles.
they do.
So it's like it's always funny. Like they're never effective.
That's
like, where are they getting these guys from?
Speaking of space movies, I just got Badway to play Star Wars Battlefront with me.
It was fun.
Not the best game ever. I'll be the first to admit it.
It was fun.
I feel like I shouldn't have spent $60 on it. It's kind of a waste. If you're listening and you know what the game is, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But we played like a horde mode. It was just horde mode, and we were blowing up stormtroopers. And they were pretty ineffective.
I want to know where they get these stormtroopers from. They're not very good. Like they're horrible shots, right?
Oh,
I guess you can't have the hero be beaten by a regular stormtrooper. Right. Wouldn't that be a great twist, right?
It's just like Luke just dies.
Yeah, Luke just gets shot by a random stormtrooper because he like beat everyone, but he didn't kill the one stormtrooper.
But see, boom. Here's the thing: like everyone says this. Everyone says, you know, why does the good guy always win? What wouldn't it be good if the bad guy just won once?
Yeah.
But then people watch Game of Thrones, our next topic.
Yeah.
And the bad guys win a lot of times.
Right.
And it sucks. It doesn't feel good at all. That's why the good guys win.
No, it doesn't feel good. Yeah.
It feels really shitty.
So our last, what we're waiting for, or what we're watching, is Game of Thrones coming back. So
very exciting.
I don't want to preface this by saying spoiler free, because I feel like you've had enough time to watch the freaking show. If you're interested or if you're not, I feel it's too late by now.
Yeah. Just turn it off right now.
And come back in 2 minutes. So what's your level of pumped from 1 to 10?
I kind of forgot that it was coming back.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did, but I didn't, because there's other things going on. I was watching Batman. I was watching all these other movies, watching certain TV shows, Sopranos and all this. I'm very excited.
So what do you think Cersei's revenge level after being shamed?
Oh, it's going to be 1,000,000.
Was that the last episode?
No, the last one was
second
Snow.
to last.
I don't want to say it just in case somebody's listening, but Snow.
Snow was the last scene, but Cersei getting shamed, was that episode 9?
I think it was 9 or 10.
9 of 10.
I would like to go back and rewatch the season, but again, where's the time? We don't have time here.
Yeah, she's got like the mutant mountain going on there. It might be the mountain.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where that plot's going.
The Jon Snow thing is going to be interesting.
Jon Snow's going to be interesting. And I'm just afraid that the Daenerys thing is just going to be her lost in the field again.
It's like
Sophia. Yeah, it's like Sophia. Sophia from Walking Dead. If you know The Walking Dead, you know
Sophia.
that.
Sophia. That's what that is.
So it's her lost in the desert, and maybe her dragon will find her one day, and Jorah Mormont will find her, and that'll be a great scene. So.
Yeah, it's exactly like Sophia. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know.
But even a bad episode of Game of Thrones is still good, so that's fine.
So let's get into the meat of what we want to talk about today. I went out onto the interwebs and I looked up the 2016 movie schedule for the summer.
Uh-huh.
And I've got a lot of interesting titles here. And there's a theme. There's an underlying theme that I see here, and I want to ask you.
I see the movies, and I think I know where you're getting at.
So the theme is, and I don't know, maybe I need to go back to 2015, 2014, 2013. Maybe we need to like plot the trend here. But the general theme that I'm seeing is that most of these movies are either a superhero movie or a sequel. There's not a lot of new intellectual property out here. And maybe that's the way things are now. I just don't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple, and we'll go through the list here in a second. But Did you notice the same thing when we said it?
I feel like if you took this list in 2016 and look back at the 2014 releases, you'd see a lot of the same movies.
You think it's the same? So when do you think that changed?
Civil War, Captain America, X-Men, Purge,
Independence Day.
Well, not Independence Day wasn't out in 2014. But,
no, but I'm just
But I'm saying 2014 is like the sequel now comes 2 years later. It's like it's very in 2017. You'll be seeing a lot of the 2015 titles. I feel like that's we're on this roll now, and I feel more than ever it is superheroes or sequels or superhero sequels.
Yeah, and you know what I'm noticing too now, especially this, and it's okay because it fits the rules for a reboot or a sequel here.
Yeah,
sequels to horror movies now, like straight sequels, like
The
Conjuring 2.
So like The Conjuring, I don't see how a sequel fits into The Conjuring.
Just call it something else. I don't know.
I guess it's just like The Grudge. Like, what is The Grudge 2? Like, did it need a Grudge 2?
I didn't
Ring
watch
2.
it. That's what I mean. Like,
does it need it? But horror movies always get sequels.
I mean, you could probably just call it something else. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about it. I just think it's interesting. It's this theme that we go through here. So, like, we'll start with a couple of these, and you've probably seen the trailer for this. One of the first ones, and I don't know if this is a summer movie per se, but it's the Key and Peele movie, Keanu. Yeah. What do you think about that?
See, I enjoy goofy movies like these. So I don't know if it's not really a legit spoof of John Wick because they're normal guys who get their cat stolen, or like one guy gets his cat stolen.
It's in the spirit of John Wick, though.
So I guess maybe the cat's name is Keanu. That's like the joke. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
So they're like two slackers who get into gunfights somehow, some way. I think they have to work for Method Man or whatever. It's a whole convoluted plot, like on purpose. But I'm a fan of it.
I like Key and Peele, so I think it should be good.
And
but
it might be like a surprise action movie. You know what I mean? Like you don't expect it, like
MacGruber
or the James Franco Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, Pineapple Express.
Like you didn't expect that movie to kick ass from an action standpoint,
right.
And it totally did. I think this has the same potential.
No, I like Key and Peele, and I think it could be pretty good. I just think it's funny. Like, is this like I don't want to say like the Wayans movies, like the spoofs of like 50 Shades of Black and like Scary Movie 7.
No, I don't think it's that spoofy.
It seems like it's in that vein though. So
yeah, I don't think
it's
it's that directly spoofy. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot more original content here. They're not just going to take riffs of other movies and make it their own. You know what I mean? I think that it's going to be more original than things like that.
I'll put it this way. I think I'd watch it. Yeah. Unlike the next one on our list. So I don't know what you think about this, and maybe, you know, since there's a kid on the way, maybe I'll be watching these movies. But I generally like most kids' movies, but this is like the most like money printing, like just let me cash in on anything I can. Angry Birds the movie.
Yeah. So you take microtransactions to a whole other level here. When you put a movie of Angry Birds out, like what story could they possibly tell?
It's like if you want to see like certain aspects of the movie, you got to pay $2.99 to go to the other row of the theater.
Yeah,
like you get certain things to add $2.99, and you get this special 3D glasses where you can see extra things in the movie.
Absolutely.
No, it is. It's taking microtransactions to the next level, as you said. Not want to spend a lot of time on that.
Next,
I just think it's kind of lame, but whatever. The next one that I know got a lot of flack 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago already?
Yeah, it was 2.
2 years ago. I actually really liked it. The new Ninja Turtles movie.
Ninja Turtles. I liked the first one.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people crapped on it. I don't know if it's the whole Zack Snyder, Michael Bay thing. I guess it is.
Yeah, it's Michael Bay. Yeah.
But I didn't think it was that bad. I thought the movie was pretty good. It was a reimagining of the tales. People were so mad about everything.
I thought it was funny.
The new one's coming out.
Got Casey Jones in it.
Yeah, and it's actually a good actor, Stephen Amell, my boy. So, you know, if you like Arrow, he's Casey Jones. I think that looks pretty good. It's called Turtles Out of the Shadows. So I don't know. Is that
so? I guess they're not being ninjas anymore. I guess they're going to be out and kind of be.
So they're out.
So they're going to take this. This is not the way the turtles would have acted.
Yeah, they're not out of the shadows. They're supposed to be hiding in the sewers.
They should be hiding. What are they doing? They're ruining this franchise.
It's dumb, but I think it looks pretty good. It has Bebop and Rocksteady in it too, which looks pretty awesome.
This looks like a feel good movie.
Isn't Sheamus one of them too? Sheamus is one of the guys.
Ooh,
WWE Sheamus.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't remember which, you know, whether he's Bebop or Rocksteady, but he's one of them.
Rocksteady.
I like it, but we brought it up when we were thinking about the movies.
Yeah.
Looking back, people say, "Oh, they're ruining the franchise," whatever.
Yeah.
Thinking about the original cartoon is not that great when you look back on it, and I still loved it. Like I loved it growing up. The new cartoon is actually pretty good.
It is
computer generated one.
Yeah.
Think back to the original movies, 1, 2, 3, and then the animated one.
Right.
Give me your ranking. I'm gonna just surprise you with this. Give me your ranking. Like, how do you like them the
See,
best?
I'm gonna go against the grain on this. People might hate on me for this. So 1 is the first one.
Yeah,
From TMNT from 1988 or whatever it was, 91, whatever the heck it was.
something like that.
Yeah. Second on the list for me is the Michael Bay TMNT.
You like it?
Yeah, that's the second best Turtles movie.
Really?
Third best is the animated one from the mid 2000s.
Oh man.
Then Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Then Turtles 3, Turtles in Time.
See, Turtles 2 had Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
and he's got the watas.
Yeah.
And everybody loves a good wata, so I like that, and I like the campiness of it. But recently, looking back at it, it is not very
It's
good.
a bad movie.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I saw it. It was on like ABC Family like 6 months ago, and it was pretty terrible.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And look, I still like it. But, Ernie Reyes Jr. is like trying to join the Foot Clan. It's like he joins the Foot Clan, like not like the dirty kid from 1.
Yeah, they're in the junkyard and he takes the bells off and all that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I like it, but it doesn't hold up very well. And then Turtles 3, man, that's bad.
See, I remember vividly when I was a kid going to see this in the theater and thinking, this isn't that good. And I was like the demo for that movie. I was probably like 12. I was all in. And like I was like, no, this isn't good.
They went back to like samurai times, right? So they weren't even ninjas anymore.
Yeah, they had this like
samurai.
scepter. It was a whole convoluted thing.
It was good for the toy line, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had the Samurai Turtles.
But I like the Michael Bay movie. Call me crazy.
It's good.
Write in and tell me
funny.
You hate me. I don't care.
It's very funny.
I actually really liked it. So, jumping to the next one, the next big release is Captain America: Civil War. So, are you excited for this? Do you want to see it?
Yeah,
I'm going to go watch it.
I like Spider-Man. Sure, I'll go watch it.
So Spider-Man's in the new one. You can tell from the trailer. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like, obviously the comic book storyline, Civil War, if you're following that or you had followed that in the past.
So what is this? Iron Man fights Captain America, something like that?
Yeah, like they're kind of on two different sides and they fight each other.
Okay.
Kind of like another movie that came out recently. But
yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a million times better.
Well, I'll be interested to see because I want to judge this movie, directly compare it to Batman vs Superman.
So I don't know if you saw the news. I think I sent you an article.
Yeah.
It was an article or you sent it to me. Someone sent it to me. Maybe it was our friend. Basically the critics.
Yeah.
And
they love it.
They loved it.
They love it, right? And that's fine. But I just want to see, just from a critical point of view, because I don't want to compare the two movies because it's DC versus Marvel. I just want to compare it from the critic's eye point of view. So whereas Batman vs Superman got universally bashed, as we well documented in our previous episodes, and if this movie is getting critically praised before it's even come out, I want to see just how, like, if it really is that much better, or if it's somewhat similar.
So it's the same.
I want to see that.
It's the same directors that did Winter Soldier, which was universally praised, and it was a very good movie. I'm not gonna lie, it was very good.
I don't even think I saw that.
It was less of a superhero movie and more of an action movie.
Do you think I'll have to see that?
Yeah, you probably should.
Man.
So you're already out.
Shit.
You're already out. But I think it looks good.
All right.
Don't need to spend more time on it. The next one, and this was a trailer on BVS, the Warcraft movie. I know it's kind of like medieval times, sort of like fantasy. Are you in?
No.
You're not. You're not in. You're not in.
But I applaud them for going against the grain here and not making a reboot or a superhero movie. I applaud them.
But it's kind of a video game movie. But
it is.
It looks legit too. And I'm not a Warcraft player. I've never really played it.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty legit.
No, I thought the 3D looked really good in the trailer, and even that's probably a little bit watered down because it's a trailer for the Batman vs Superman movie. But it looked like it kicked a little bit of ass, but I'm not going to plunk down $12 to see it.
Do you think in a world where, Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings hadn't existed, they couldn't make this? Like, did those things pave the way for it?
I think that it made it more popular in the mainstream.
But I feel like this movie could do well because of those, right? It's less the video game movie. It's less the crazy fantasy, more so like, okay, there's a world with like orcs and flying things and humans fighting these guys with gigantic teeth.
It's too magical for me. It's too magical.
It's too much magic.
I don't need that kind of magic in my life.
Well, then, are you in on the Suicide Squad, which comes out in August?
I'm pretty much in.
You're pretty much in.
I'll go see it, but I'm not going to do backflips into the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd like this movie.
It's probably going to be good. If you want to, again, we're going to compare the worlds. If you compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy, which people are doing, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't think I was going to like it.
So, that was a space movie, right?
Yeah. I know. It's a space movie.
See, we're like 3 for 3 here on getting Badway to admit that he likes space movies. Here, I think you're changing your mind on the genre, my friend.
See, you always misinterpret what I consider a space movie. It's two movies. It's Star Wars and Star Trek. Those are the two space movies. All right,
space movies.
No, it's Suicide Squad. I like the Joker. So Batman is pretty much my extent of my superhero enjoyment. So I'm all in with some Joker scenes, even though he's probably gonna be in it for 5 minutes.
What do you think of Leto, Damaged Goods?
I love Jared Leto. Actually, Fight Club was on the other day. I watched I caught the end of it where he got his ass beat by Ed Norton. Leto's great.
Put it this way: if they could
great.
recast the Joker, like it's obviously an iconic role, especially now that Heath Ledger did it and won an Oscar posthumously. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. Posthumously. I'm the guy that says biopic instead of biopic. So, I got a lot of shit for that one.
Biopic sounds like a surgery or
I know,
something.
like myopic. But I think Leto's obviously the caliber of actor that you could put in there to say, he's going full on method, sending rats to people in the mail.
What's the douche move though?
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Moving on.
But X-Men Apocalypse.
I'm out.
More superheroes.
I'm out.
You're out?
I'm out of X-Men. I've been wavering on X-Men. I get drugged to the X-Men movies by you guys.
No, you always say there's a group text, right, that's going on. It's like, hey guys, going to the movies this weekend. You want to go? And then you always say, what is it? And we're like, oh, we're going to see X-Men. You're like, I'm out.
There's an X-Men movie every year,
and then you wind up coming.
It's just I'm done. The last one was all right, but it's like I'd rather watch Real World.
Did you like First Class though? That was 2 movies ago.
I don't even know. I can't keep them straight
anymore. It was the
anymore.
Fassbender one, the first Fassbender one.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. I fell asleep.
And James McAvoy
for a little bit.
Yeah, I think you did actually.
I think I'm out. I honestly, you guys go ahead. You tell me how it is. I think I'm out of X-Men. I've seen enough of Hugh Jackman. I'm done.
I don't even know if he's going to be in this one, to be honest.
So what's this about, though? Like, what's the main story?
It's like the storyline is Apocalypse, the immortal type being, right?
Yeah.
So he's, from ancient Egypt and all this stuff.
See, ancient Egypt.
So you're out. It's a historical movie.
Yeah.
But it's not set in space, at least that we know of.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
But no, I think, so they're trying to, as the last one said, Days of Future Past, it changed the timeline a little bit.
See, that time travel got me in. I like the time travel. So the last one was all right.
I actually got to tell you, I really liked X-Men First Class. And the last one, I wasn't loving it. I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought First Class was really good.
All right.
But this one looks pretty cool.
It's too many X-Men.
It's got some good actors. Oscar Isaac is playing Apocalypse. What I will tell you I don't like about this, and call me a hater. I'm not confident in this person's acting abilities. Jean Grey is now Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones.
What a hater.
The stupid little girl with stupid little problems. That girl,
yeah, she's pretty terrible.
I just don't think she's a good actress.
Yeah, she's pretty terrible.
She's probably the worst actress on Game of Thrones.
But I don't think we're going to be judging the acting prowess of her during an X-Men movie. I feel like acting kind of goes out the window. As long as it's passable, I think it'll work.
So you're out, but I can tell you what you're in for.
What am I in?
Independence Day.
You know me too well.
So the next Independence Day comes out.
Talking aliens.
Tell me. So this is more in your wheelhouse, and I feel like I'm talking too much. Tell me what you think about Independence Day.
The first one?
The first one, and then what you have expectations for this.
Oh man, I saw the first one on Independence Day.
Like on the 4th of July?
First release. I was in Ocean City, Maryland on a family vacation.
Did you stand up and cheer when he gave the speech?
Of course I did. No, it's a great movie. I'm fine with them not using Will Smith. I think he might be a little bit out of place at this point of his career anyway. I like that they got Goldblum back. They got Goldblum's dad back.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that guy's still alive.
Yeah.
You know?
You thought he was dead?
Yeah. So, do you think they're going to explain away, like, Will Smith died?
There's definitely going to be a line like,
yeah.
he died or he retired. Is Vanessa Williams in it? Is that who it was? Was it Vanessa Williams?
I think so.
I can't remember which actress it was. I was Vanessa Williams.
It was Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica Fox. I'm sorry. Fox. I always mix the two up. Like even on Curb, I mix the two up.
Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she probably won't be in it either.
You don't think she's in it?
Nah.
Now, do you think the rumor is true that Will Smith wouldn't do it because they wanted his son in it?
I wouldn't put it past them, but I doubt it. That seems like an internet rumor.
Like, why didn't they just cast Jaden as Will Smith?
He's pretty busy. I feel like he doesn't have time for.
He's too busy wearing white Batman suits to weddings.
Yeah, but no, I am on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm about a 9 on excitement level. I will see this in the theater, no doubt about it. Maybe in butt punching 4DX.
I would actually go. We should go to New York for that.
Yeah, not bad.
Do you think it'll be good in terms of critics? Like, do you think the critics will like
it?
No,
it'll be tepid at best. I don't think it'll be, 50-50 split, I
Yeah.
feel. But as far as enjoyment goes, who doesn't love a good aliens attacking the Earth type movies?
It looks like the scale is even bigger, too.
As long as we don't fight them in space, I'm for it. They come to us, I'm all for it.
Let me tell you something. Goldblum's aged pretty well.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Ruxin's dad, he's aged pretty well.
Yeah, not bad. So, again, not to harp too much on Independence Day, but do you know anything about the plot of the movie? Is it like it's current day, or is it a little bit after we beat them back in 1996?
I think it was after, right? Because if you watch the trailer shows like we've used their technology, and they show like F-16 jets with like the laser shooting and stuff.
So 20 years have passed?
I don't know how much time, but it's definitely in the future, in their future.
So it isn't like next week after we beat them? Okay.
Do you remember the toys for Independence Day? They came with a literal like floppy disk.
Yeah.
Like a whatever the size of the floppy disk is. Like you would put the ID4 disk in and you'd get like detailed files on the aliens.
Revolutionary. I also remember the PlayStation game.
Yeah.
I was a fan of that. It was like your little plane. It was very hard to control, and I don't think I beat the first level. So the aliens took over the Earth.
Yeah.
But anyway. So another sequel I'm excited about.
Another one.
To satisfy my bloodlust. The Purge: election year.
I love how it comes out like at 4th of July too.
Yeah, do you know about these Purge movies? You've never seen them, right?
I've never seen them, but I know of them. Isn't Cersei Lannister in the first one?
Yes, she is, and I didn't know it was her at the time.
Because you hadn't watched Game of Thrones at that point?
No, I had.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just didn't realize it.
Got the blonde hair.
Yeah, she didn't have the accent.
Should I get on board? Are they good?
No, they're not good.
But I mean, good is relative term.
See, I like horror movies every now and again. I'm not a huge horror movie fan, but I like the realistic horror movies.
Yeah.
Like not the movie monsters or not like ghosts or all that. Like serial killer movies. So the idea of The Purge is very ridiculous, but it's the type of movie where there's a lot of like political back and forth. Is The Purge good? Is it bad? Basically having one night where you can commit any crimes you want.
It's like the social commentary.
Yeah. So and it lends itself to multiple sequels. So now it's like the new Saw. It's the new Paranormal Activity, to where they can just have another one every year, and it seems like that's the direction they're going in.
Well, let me ask you, Saw seemed like after a while, it kind of became torture porn.
Yeah.
Is that how these are as the sequels have come out, or are they more still like kind of the social commentary?
I'll tell you what, I mean, there's not a whole lot of gore in these movies, to tell you the truth. It's more of, it's the first one, it was Ethan Hawke, they were in his very like holed up house, like it was very protected, and they busted through. So it was kind of like, these people are trying to get him.
Like
right?
a panic room type thing?
Yeah, panic room type thing. So that was the whole movie. And the second movie is all about these people, they got locked out. They're out on the streets, and they couldn't get to their homes. So they're on the run. They're trying to survive the night.
That sounds good.
So that was the whole second one. So I don't know what the third one's going towards yet, but I'm assuming maybe there's some kind of like political assassination type thing going on.
Well, the preview showed that it sounds like this person who's up for election wants to get rid of the Purge.
Uh-huh.
And everyone's like upset about it because obviously they like it. Now, I don't know anything about 1 and 2.
And so there's a caveat to The Purge where if you're a high enough ranking government official, you're exempt. You're not allowed to be killed. Like it's a crime if you kill an elected official on Purge Day, right?
When is it 4th of July, or is it the day before 4th of July?
Oh, I forget the date. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it's the 4th of July. Yeah.
But is it like a thing like All Hallows Eve, Mischief Night?
Yeah,
go egg some cars.
There's no Mischief Night on the eve of Purge Night.
That's
the teenagers go out.
That's what I mean. Like, so is it everyone that goes out and purges? Or
no, some people stay home and they're safe, and other people, like, they lock themselves in, they get the security system, and other people go out if they want to take revenge on someone, or they just want to let off some steam,
So maybe this is like this elected official wants to get rid of the Purge, so she's not immune. They want to get rid of her.
So maybe she is immune, and they're trying to go after her anyway. Who knows?
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Now, again, I didn't know.
And if you kill a high enough ranking official on Purge Night, it is a crime.
Do you get purged then? Like, what happens? Do you get killed?
I don't know. Do they give you the death penalty?
Why don't they just
wait till
you?
Purge Night next year?
That's what I don't get. Like, these are the questions that we need to know. I mean,
I don't know.
I gotta watch this movie. I feel like it's up my alley. I just, I told you this before, and I said this on the show. I don't really watch like horror movies anymore because I know like my wife is not into them, and I'm not going to sit here in the basement in the dark watching them by myself.
Yeah,
like I don't know. Not that I'm scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little creeped out.
Yeah, no, you get the feeling that you're alone. I get you.
It's a thing, So
they're not scary at all. It's stupid, but I enjoy them.
I'd probably watch it. the next one is Ghostbusters. We already talked at length about that. I'm in for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
we'll see what it is.
Let's do it.
But I'm in. The next one after that is Star Trek Beyond, which I know, again, space movie. But it's
I'm
a
out.
big release coming up.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's you know, the sequel to the last one, which, you know, didn't do as well as the first one. I mean, critically.
Yeah.
Money-wise, it did pretty well. I think it looks pretty good.
They still have all the same people.
I think so.
Re-upped.
Generally speaking, it's
Yeah.
all the same people. So,
Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto. You know, you've got Chris Pine is the other guy.
Chris
I think.
Pine, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so it's all the same people generally. I think Carl Urban's still in it too. Who I like Carl Urban.
Gotta love Carl Urban.
Underappreciated actor, man. I do a whole show on Carl
Yeah.
Urban. But it looks good. I'm in on it. The one that I wanted to ask you about, Jason Bourne. Like literally just called Jason Bourne.
So the movie's called Jason
Like
Bourne.
Rocky Balboa.
He's back. So
I thought he was done.
Yeah. I'm out on this too.
You're out?
I'm out. Too many Bournes. Whatever.
It looks like our movie watching slate coming up is pretty light here.
Yeah, this summer's not that good, is it?
I mean, there's some big names.
Yeah.
But-
It's another Jason Bourne movie.
But I
Like,
thought
seen one, seen them all.
I thought Damon was done. See, I like action movies, so I'm
Yeah.
in. I'll watch it. But I didn't see the last one. And
The
not
one
the one
without
with,
Damon?
No, the last one with Damon.
Supremacy.
Which I heard was great.
I've rented it at the time I was working at Blockbuster.
Did you
and
love it?
And I rented it, and I like turned it off midway through.
Really?
I was like done with it. I was like, you know what? No.
I mean, I like these kind of movies, but I didn't see the one with Renner. But I thought the whole point of having Renner in it was to pass the torch to Renner now.
Let me tell you something about Renner. He's not that great.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little overrated, Jeremy Renner.
I like that. I like where your head's at today.
Yeah.
You're keeping it real right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a step down from Damon's Bourne
I
Supremacy.
haven't seen The Town, but I heard Renner was awesome in The Town.
Yeah, he was good in that.
He was
He
good?
was good in that.
Was that the pinnacle of his acting?
Yeah, it might have been his best work.
Up there with things that put me to sleep. Finding Dory is the next one. I liked Finding Nemo.
Yeah, it was all right.
You know, but I think, you know, the theme that we mentioned originally here, you know, you've got Finding Dory, you've got The Conjuring 2. Now
Yeah.
You See Me Too.
You don't need Now You See Me Too.
Is
right?
that the Jesse Eisenberg
Yeah.
magician one?
Yeah, it's a magician movie.
There's a lot of magic.
There's no point in that. It's the summer of sequels. It is the summer of sequels.
It seems like it. I
Yeah.
mean, that brings me to my last question in this section. When is the last time you've seen legitimate new intellectual property? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like studios don't want to take the risk anymore.
No, like even last year, like this year, obviously there's not a whole lot going on there. But last year, I think Hercules was out.
Yeah,
That's not new intellectual property. That's Hercules. The story's been told a million times.
right.
Speaking of kids' movies, Tomorrowland was, I guess, the biggest new movie.
That's a
unless,
Clooney one, right?
unless it's a book that I don't even know about.
I don't know.
So I mean that kind of flopped, but it seemed kind of cool for the previews.
And they
but,
spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point, right?
yeah, but it's all superheroes and sequels. And like I said at the top of this, if you look at the 2014 list of major releases, a lot of it have sequels coming out this year. It's like every 2 years.
I feel
So-
like, I don't know if it's a money thing, like we mentioned. It seems that the studios are more willing to put some money into something that they know they're going to get their investment back. I mean, that's just basic business, right? I
Yeah.
guess it can't fault them for that. But it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a lot of people are taking risks these days with new movies.
Right.
And I like a lot of these sequels, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It just
And-
seems like a theme.
And don't get us wrong, it's about the big releases, especially the summer blockbusters. Now, there's a lot of great movies that come out every year. They're sprinkled throughout, and a lot of them are surprise and sleeper hits. But as far as the summer blockbuster goes, it's kind of the new fresh ideas are pretty much dead. It's kind of a shame, but you can find your movies elsewhere. Like you can wait like December. There's a lot of great movies that usually come out in December, November that are
The
not
Oscar movies.
Yeah. I guess that's Oscar season. Yeah. That's where you get your new fix.
So on this podcast,
The piano.
one thing that I will tell you is in the 90s,
Yeah.
there was a lot of hidden gems.
Back in our day.
Back in my day when I walked uphill both ways. No, in the 90s, I mean, we've got a good list here. So I put together some of mine. I'd love to hear yours.
Yes.
90s movies that are underrated classics, which we like to talk about on this show, but things that, you know, you guys as listeners have probably seen. Maybe you forgot about them, or maybe you said, you know what, this movie doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Right.
You know, these were live action movies, not animated, you know, sequels that got pumped out.
Exactly.
I put my list together.
Yes.
Now I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for all of these movies,
Uh-huh.
but
No.
I've got some. I don't know the best way. You want me to just read some off here to you?
Yeah. Well, just name a couple. Yeah.
So obviously, I put mine in kind of like chronological order.
Uh-huh.
But in 1992, I was still a young lad
Yeah.
at the time. I didn't see this at the time, but Encino Man.
Oh, Encino Man.
Like, I guess Pauly Shore is kind of Pauly Shore, but Encino Man's a good movie.
Can I say this? Brendan Fraser's best work.
He had like the
past,
least,
present, or future.
the least amount of speaking lines.
It basically was, where's the juice?
You know what? He did a good job at it though.
It was good.
And wasn't the that famous gif of freaking Sean Astin waving at the girl?
Yeah.
And then the bad guy comes in and he puts his, I can't like do it because obviously you guys can't see me right now.
Head in the screenshot, shakes his head no.
And he just shakes his head no.
Yeah, his classic line. He goes,
Such a good.
Sharsh.
I love that movie.
He was one of the best high school dicks of all time.
I've got my other one, Last Action Hero '93. Great movie.
Underrated Schwarzenegger movie. Critically just demolished.
I feel like we should do an episode on that one.
Yeah, it's on the short list for sure.
My next one, I don't know if anyone's even seen this, but this is another one. I've got a soft spot for Ernie Reyes Jr. Surf Ninjas.
You're his biggest fan.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
You know, he just has a talent. You've seen this?
I saw it in the theater. I sat in the front row.
Did you know I own this movie on DVD? It's upstairs right now.
All right.
We should fire this up.
Fire it up one time to see if it's episode worthy or if it's best left in the past.
It's got some excellent technology in it, like the Game Gear. I think Tone Loc is one of the guys, isn't it?
Tone Loc is one of the guys in it. Yeah, you got Tone Loc,
this.
You got Schneider, Ernie Reyes, star-studded cast.
What are some of yours?
Well, first of all, there's 2 Martin Lawrence movies that they used to play on heavy rotation on HBO. My family had HBO and Cinemax, so I was very lucky to have that. And Nothing to Lose was one. Was with Tim Robbins.
I don't know if I've ever seen that
No,
one.
it's such a funny movie. I guess the premise is Martin Lawrence is like a small time like thuggish criminal, he's not a hardcore criminal where he's just like a petty thief, right? And Tim Robbins just caught his wife cheating on him with his boss, right? So he's on a blaze. He gets in his truck and starts driving, pulls up to a red light. Martin Lawrence gets in the passenger seat, puts a gun to his head, and says, "I'm going to rob you." But Tim Robbins is he's screw this world because his wife just found his wife cheating on him. So he just starts taking off and starts terrorizing Martin on the side of the car. It's like a buddy type thing.
It's like a buddy cop.
Yeah, and it turns out Martin Lawrence isn't a bad guy. The gun isn't loaded. He's just just trying to make ends meet, and they kind of learn each other. It's an awesome like buddy road comedy type movie, and also Blue Streak.
Blue Streak, I've seen that.
Where Martin plays a jewel thief, and he has to infiltrate the police center where the jewel was placed.
Yeah.
And so he pretends to be a cop, and it's awesome. It's got Luke Wilson in it.
I like that one.
Yeah, great.
What is the other one?
Those two are particular.
Bait, was he in that too?
No, it's Jamie Foxx, man.
Jamie Foxx is in Bait. I can't. They all blend together.
Get your black guy straight. Come on, Drew.
No, it's a thing, you know. Speaking of not loaded guns, though, did you ever see that movie with Charlie Sheen? It's called like The Chase.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Is it Alicia Silverstone in that?
Yeah. I think it's her.
Yeah,
or it's her or somebody else, or it's
It's got to be her or someone else.
No, I think it's right. It's her. It's the lookalike of her. It's not actually her. I think it's the her? Buffy girl, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No, not the TV show Buffy. The
Oh
movie
yeah,
one.
you're right.
I can't remember the name.
You're right. I know.
That's what I'm saying. She's kind of like, you know how there's 2 of each. She's the Alicia Silverstone lookalike, but you know, Charlie Sheen basically has like an F up moment, robs a store with a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
He kidnaps her, and it's like a low speed chase, like OJ.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's so bad, but it's very good.
What about Ladybugs?
I never.
What is Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis?
No, I don't think.
Oh god, Ladybugs! They never show this movie.
What is it about?
So good. It's where Rodney Dangerfield gets like suckered into coaching a girl's soccer team. It's like
I don't know if I ever saw this.
Yeah,
one.
they're like 12, 13 years old, like a youth girl soccer team. Like he gets in trouble. It's a classic movie thing. So and they stink, and he's got to like build them up. They got to be good, like his boss, or else his boss will fire him or something like that. It's
like a Mighty Ducks type
thing.
Yeah,
kind of like that. So the girls, they all stink. It's the worst team in the league. So he hires this guy. I forget where he finds the boy, who's Jonathan Brandis, to dress up like a girl and be a ringer for the team. So
that's good.
It's this like 13-year-old boy running around with like 11 and 12-year-old girls, like kicking all their butts at soccer. And it's very kind of misogynist. You think about it now these days.
Oh yeah.
How's the guy better than the girl? But it's very funny. He's like wearing a wig and all that stuff.
So is Rodney Dangerfield like? Does he have like gambling debts or something?
Something like that. And it's like the whole scene where it's like, oh, he's got to take a shower with them and he can't do it because he's a boy. And it's like a whole hilarity ensues.
I'm in.
It's a great movie. It probably doesn't exist on DVD. It's one of those type of movies.
It's like Sidekicks, right? Like I remember if anyone knows what I'm talking about, Sidekicks, great movie. Another Jonathan Brandis, R.I.P.
90s flick.
R.I.P. Great movie with Joe Piscopo as the bad guy.
Oh, Piscopo's great.
Such a good movie. It's like the most hidden gem of karate movies out there. Love that movie, but it's on YouTube. I think somebody has it on YouTube.
It wasn't. Yeah, that's right. Your brother.
We watched it recently on YouTube because it's so like you cannot find it. I think if you go on Amazon, there's like a DVD of it, and it costs $700 because it's like it's either a fake or it's some type of import. But I've got a couple here that I want to talk to you. Early '90s. The first one is Airheads.
Yes.
Isn't Brendan Fraser in that one too? Brendan Fraser?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's the main guy.
Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler.
I love Airheads. I love Airheads. It's such a stupid movie, but it's so good. It's
local
so
band wants to get heard, so they stick up the radio station
with like water guns.
Yeah, to get their band played. Do you remember the band name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
The Lone Rangers.
Oh yeah, and isn't Joe Mantegna the freaking radio DJ?
He's the DJ, and the owner of the radio station is what's his name?
David St. Hubbins from Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that guy. I forget his real name.
The Johnny Five gold guy who like ties his silk shirt around Johnny Five as he's bleeding out.
He's got a ponytail going and all that.
Listen, I'm in with any movie the guy has a ponytail on. Loved Airheads.
I want to watch that movie right now.
It's such a good movie. The other one I had too was 1994 classic, Blank Check.
Oh, to be a kid.
It's a Disney movie, isn't it?
To be a kid, yeah, it is.
They don't make movies like this anymore, my friend. They don't make them.
And I feel like the movie that goes with Blank Check is also First Kid.
Yeah.
With Sinbad.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if it was the same kid. I don't think it was, actually. My head, they always were.
This kid, like, it was such a good movie. They don't make these things anymore. Maybe it costs too much money. Maybe they're not. Maybe none of the adults want to go see it.
Yeah,
great movie.
My theory is that these movies don't make a lot of money in the theater. These live action kids movies, they have more legs on like video and stuff like that. So they probably replace them with more animated movies in this day and age because the animated movies make more money. But how do you spend $1 million? Like the kid spent $1 million in less than a month.
You know what? He could just buy a house that cost $1 million, which he kind of did.
How many Sega Genesis do you think he bought?
I love that his name was Mr. Macintosh. Like he said his name was Mr. Macintosh, and he said he was working for a guy. Like totally unbelievable. I feel like we need to do that movie too. Yeah. That's another one
that on the list,
I would love to add to the list.
Put it on the list.
Any other ones before we move on?
I can think of one more horror movie, which is very obscure. Brain Scan.
You told me about this, but I've not seen it.
With Edward Furlong, fresh out of T2 before he became total trash. But
or white trash. I've seen in.
So this is a horror movie where he's like this kid, and I think his mom died in an accident, so he's kind of a recluse. And he like the stereotypical, he likes video games and horror movies, so he's an outcast, that kind of thing. So his friend tells him about this game called Brain Scan, where it's a virtual reality thing with the headset and all the whole 9 yards. You go out and you commit a murder, right? But it's like it's a game, right? But it's like it feels real. So he goes out, he commits a murder, he cuts the leg off, he cuts a foot off, right?
Of a person?
Yeah, of a person, like in the game, right?
How are the graphics in this game?
Oh, it's terrible. CD-ROM from 1994.
Terrible.
So he does that, and like he gets out of the game. He's like, "Whoa, what a rush! That was crazy." So he goes to sleep. He wakes up the next morning, goes to his fridge. The foot is in the refrigerator. So like, did he do it? Did he actually do it in real life?
Don't tell me how it ends because I need to watch this.
It's a really bad movie. And then like, there's this guy. He's called the Trickster, which is the host of the game, quote unquote, where he kind of looks like Tommy Lee Jones from Two-Face, but like with the fully scarred.
Yeah.
Right. So and he shows up and he's like, "Hey man, you just killed that guy. There's a witness right there." Like he shows him in the game. There's a witness. You better go take care of that. So like Eddie Furlong has to go kill the witness
in the game,
or in real life. We don't know. It's kind of like you don't know what's happening.
I feel like I'm in, man.
Yeah,
you got me.
It's a trash movie, but it's very good.
There's one more, and it will segue into the game that I want to say before we jump into the game. Before we wrap things up, Airborne. Have you seen Airborne? We talked about this on the show before. I think
I've seen clips, but I haven't really. I don't know the full experience of Airborne.
So friend of the show, Andrew, this is the movie that he and I bonded over when we talked about this movie. It's like we both kind of had the "you saw that movie" moment because most people don't know about this. It's like the kid moves to a new place and he gets himself into this downhill like rollerblading like thing.
Yeah.
And none other than it started the career of a lot of people in here. I'm pretty sure Seth Green is in this movie. And also Jack Black.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned we have a game. Jack Black is in the most random cameos and roles I've ever seen of anybody back in the 90s.
So it's like Jack Black was in that? It's like you say that a lot because you never know if Jack Black was in that.
He was in that.
Yeah.
And to segue, that leads me into our game here. So I put a game together for you, which I haven't done much because you're usually really good at this, and I
game
cannot
master.
trump you.
Yeah.
But I put this together. Believe me, it's good.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So let me bring it up here. I put this on here. So the premise of the game is, was Jack Black in this or not?
So Jack Black was in that? Is the title of the game?
Yeah, it's called Was Jack Black in That?
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the title of the movie and the role that he played. I'll give you a year too, so you can generally understand what it was. There's a couple TV shows sprinkled in here.
Okay, so some are fake that you made up and some are real?
Some are true, some are fake. Now you tell me whether you think that they're real or false. So true or false, basically.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to start early here. So this is 1993. It's a TV series called Life Goes On, and he played a skinhead. True or false?
True.
All right, true.
Yes.
You got it right. I haven't seen this. So, a lot of the times you can go back and verify these.
It just seemed real.
All right, so you're 1 for 1.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. I start a little easy. It's going to get a little harder.
All right.
Number 2. He plays in a TV series, a little TV series called Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
1992. He played one of the Valley wrestlers that when Slater had to beat Nedick.
Yeah.
So he was in the background.
So he was one of Nedick's friends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say false.
It's false? You say false?
Yeah.
Correct. You're false. It's false.
I would have known if Jack Black was in Saved by the Bell.
All right, number 3. He plays a Vietnam veteran in an episode of The X-Files in 1994.
Ooh.
So think about his age there. So a Vietnam veteran in the episode called Sleepless, and the premise of the episode was Mulder searches for a Vietnam vet who can project his consciousness into other people's minds. So he plays one of the guys that is on the way to find the other guy.
I'm going to say false.
True or false?
Yeah.
You going false?
Yeah.
You're correct.
Woo!
Dude, you're 3 for 3 here. You're doing pretty good.
I almost said true.
All right. It's going to get a little harder now.
All right.
Number 4. He plays Wasteland Scrap in the 1993 classic, The Three Seashells, Demolition Man.
Yes, true.
True?
I remember it.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Man, you are on fire right now.
I remember his face.
You're 4 for 4 right now. So this is why you're good at making the games, because you know all of these things. So you're true. It's correct.
All right.
All right. Number 5. The Never Ending Story Part 3. There's no colon for this one. 1994.
Never Ending Story 3, colon. Just kidding. We are going to end it soon.
It's actually ending.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story, colon, Part 3, colon, it's over. Number 5, he plays Slip, the leader of the gang called the Nasties, who bullies the main character throughout the movie. True or false?
All right. Well, I haven't seen this one.
1994.
But it sounds legit. True?
True. Oh my God. You are 5
that
for 5.
That was a guess. That was a total
now.
guess.
You are 5 for 5. You're on fire right now. All right. Number 6. Now, this one's pretty easy, I think, because I think it's obvious. Number 6, classic movie, Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993.
Yeah. Plays
guy who does cannonball in pool. True or false?
Guy who does cannonball in pool.
Uncredited.
I'm going to say false. I don't think it was him.
You're right. You're 6 for 6. You're on fire right now. I was trying to make these hard, but I guess
they
it's
are
pretty
hard.
easy.
I'm just good. Hey, sorry.
All right. Number 7. I guess we're on 7. So I have 11 here. There's 10 and a bonus.
So I already passed.
You already passed, but let's see if you can go perfect.
All right.
Number 7. He plays DJ at Party in a movie called Bye Bye Love, 1995. True or false?
I've never seen this movie. This is a total guess. Bye Bye Love DJ.
1995, DJ at Party.
DJ, I could see him playing a DJ. True.
Oh my, you are perfect right now, my friend. Number 7, you are perfect.
Get me, bro.
All right. Let's see if you get this one. So there's a few left. Number 8, he voices the rhinoceros in Jumanji 1995. No speaking words. No speaking words. Voice credit for the noises of the rhinoceros. True or false?
Ooh. See, that feels like a trick question. It's like, why would
True
they
or
get
false?
Jack Black to play noises? But he's a very noisy
pretty good
guy.
At it. He's pretty good at it.
Oh.
True or false?
True.
Oh, you're wrong.
No!
False.
No!
False.
It was a good run.
That was a good run. You were perfect. You had 7 out of
Did
7.
you make that up? Were
Yes,
you
I
crazy?
did. I did make that up. So you have 7 out of 8 so far. So we got 9, 10, and 11.
All right.
11's the bonus.
Let's
do
see.
You can still get 10 out of 11, which I'll consider perfect.
All right.
All right. In number 9, I don't think you've seen this movie.
All right.
1995, epic classic, Waterworld.
Waterworld.
He plays a pilot of one of the machines.
True.
True?
Yeah.
You know for sure?
I think so.
You're correct.
Yeah.
All right. So
I haven't seen it. I want to see that movie.
You're 8 for 9 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, in the 1998 classic, Jack Black, uncredited, by the way. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
True.
He plays Titus Telesco.
Oh yeah, he was so annoying in that movie.
Yes.
He had dreadlocks. Oh man.
You're 9 for 10. And now, in number 11, uncredited again.
All right.
Uncredited again. Drunk Guy at Party.
Drunk Guy Party.
Can't Hardly Wait, 1998. True or false?
Can't Hardly Wait.
1998. Drunk Guy at Party.
I've seen this movie so many times. I feel like I would have recognized him. I'm going to say false.
You are correct.
Whew.
You are 10 for 11, my
I know
friend.
every face in that party, Drew.
Which one did you get wrong? DJ at Party? I can't even remember.
I probably didn't get it wrong.
I don't know. You got 10 for 11. You're 10 for 11. You got
I think
one
it was number 8.
Oh, Voice of Rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked it.
That
That's a trick one.
That was a psychotic question, Drew.
That's probably like the best anyone's ever done. So I need to put in some victory music here.
It's like a 95%.
I'm going to put in some victory music right here.
Thank you.
Just for you to win.
Thank you. Thank you very
No,
much.
but that's the best that anyone's ever done on a game. Probably because you're a lot smarter than I am.
I'm the game master, all right? It's not your fault, all right?
Listen,
It's my fault.
I learned a valuable lesson today. Do not try to stump Mr. Badway.
No.
He will beat your ass.
No.
So you did pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, pretty damn good.
Let's
get me on Movie Jeopardy.
We should play more games here.
Yeah.
I like the games, but I think that does it for us. Let's wrap it up with an email and then an iTunes review. But the email comes from our friend Andrew. He says, now that you guys have done Mighty Ducks 1 and 2, seems like you know a fair bit about hockey. What are some of your other favorite hockey movies?
Whoa. Mighty Ducks 1 and 2? Did he forget our classic episode on sudden death?
Oh my God.
There's a lot of hockey talk in
That's a
Sudden
hockey
Death.
movie.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say Sudden Death is probably one of my favorite hockey movies, even though it doesn't directly deal with hockey.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's the scene of hockey, I guess. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but I think the one movie that I don't know if anyone's seen, but I really think you should watch it is Goon. I think it's a great movie.
Goon is awesome. So listeners at
Netflix
home,
surprise.
you have a list right now. You go watch Goon, go watch Brain Scan, go watch Nothing to Lose, and what was the fourth one? Ladybugs.
Yeah.
Get on it.
I guess you could add Surf Ninjas to that too. And Sidekicks. You got
a lot of work to do, people.
You got a lot of homework, man.
But real quick, Miracle is okay.
I never actually watched the whole
Slapshot's the obvious one.
Slapshot's obvious. I didn't want to go there.
Mystery Alaska, not so bad.
I've never seen that.
Hit or miss.
He and I were talking about that.
All right.
Yeah. Mighty Ducks 3.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks 3, obviously. Underrated, by the way.
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks 3.
Coach Orion.
Yeah.
Tough hard ass.
Heart of gold, though.
Mr. Larry Moss from 24, my
Larry
friends.
Moss.
No, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Goon is the one that I would say.
Yeah, Goon, it's probably still on Netflix. It's a really good, underrated movie starring Sean William Scott, a.k.a. Stifler.
I think you should all watch it.
Yeah.
So before we head out, just want to leave you guys with one of the iTunes reviews from some listeners here. We want to say thank you to everybody that's gone out and done it. Really does help us out. This one comes from our friend Chris. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for writing this review to us.
So Chris M. writes, this show is a delight every time. It's like bullshitting about movies with your friends, only it's probably much funnier. Drew and Badway are some of the most likable podcasters out there. I swear to God, we didn't pay this guy. They have a great chemistry as hosts, and they always manage to reference Terry Silver, which just seals the deal for me. Highly recommended.
I realized we didn't actually reference Terry Silver this episode.
Well, now we did.
Now we did.
No, but anytime we can get like the crew of Terry Silver fans together in one place, it's a great thing. So I'm glad that you share our love with Terry Silver. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for leaving that review, Chris.
Very nice.
If anyone else, feels like it, if you're enjoying the show, please go to iTunes, leave us a review, hit the subscribe button. It helps us so much, and we really do appreciate it.
Our goal is to have Terry Silver on as a guest one day.
The actor.
We can only hope.
Who now looks like Ted Danson, by the way. He has crisp white hair.
Hey, that's life goals right there.
Yeah.
To look like Ted Danson at old age.
I still stand by the fact that he probably had a clip-on ponytail, but I digress.
Don't ruin this for me, Drew.
So if you love this show, visit our website, thelastrowpodcast.com. We are on Twitter. We are active in the Twitter community, as I mentioned many times before, at The Last Row Pod. We have a Facebook page. Head on out. We need some more likes on Facebook. Yeah. We'll try to be more active on there too, but facebook.com/thelastrowpod. Google+, any other ways, SoundCloud. We got a few comments on the SoundCloud player this week. Thank you, everybody that's listening. We can't do this without you guys. Send us your movie suggestions, anything else, any other tips, any feedback. We much appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
So Terry Silver's hitting. You think it's real?
It better be real.
That's pretty slick.
I don't want to. It's like wrestling, you know. Like it's not real to me, man.